You're listening to the legendary podcaster, the one, the only, T-Jam D. Your personal favorite, and the show you've been waiting for, Probably Offensive.
Welcome to Probably Offensive, another exciting episode. Before I get to the COVID update that I don't even do anymore because I have totally lost track of how many people have died or contracted COVID. And it's, the numbers are in dispute anyway, which doesn't even matter anymore. But I usually try to get to celebrity deaths, and one was pointed out to me that I missed, but it just so happens that this person died a month ago, and that's Leon Spinks. Not funny. Leon Spinks, for those of you who don't know, was a boxer, a very famous boxer back in the 70s. Fought Muhammad Ali twice. He actually beat Muhammad Ali the first time, but he was on cocaine. He failed a drug test directly after the fight, which they had a rematch, and Muhammad Ali beat him when he was clean. Came in the ring clean, and he lost. So, that being said, I'm sure there were many other fights that Leon Spinks had where he wasn't on cocaine, and so he still was able to win those fights. He was a heavyweight boxer, won the heavyweight championship of the world, as I said, but he was lost a drug test, or was positive for a drug test, and back in that time that was controversial. Now it seems like half the athletes are testing positive for PEDs and not cocaine, which I guess was considered a PED at the time, considering cocaine is an upper, and when you're in a sport like boxing, you need to be energetic and be able to do whatever you could do. So Leon Spinks, my brother told me that Leon Spinks had died, and I hadn't mentioned it on my podcast, but he was partially right, because Leon Spinks did die, but it was over a month ago. It was on February the 5th. So, and I didn't mention it because I didn't know the guy had passed away. I don't recall anybody mentioning it. I don't recall seeing it in the news. So, Leon Spinks is death unreported as widely as some of the others. Condolences to the family of Leon Spinks. It's a little bit late, but nevertheless, there you go, Sean. To the friends and family of Leon Spinks. Now, moving on to COVID. And yes, I know we just passed the 500,000 death mark of COVID. But now the news about COVID, the big news about COVID now, is the distribution of the vaccines. The distribution of the vaccines is what's going on with COVID now. But there is a wrinkle, and that's the variant. The fact that the virus is mutated enough that they're not quite sure. In some cases, they say that the vaccine will take care of the variant. The variant means that the mutating virus may not, the vaccine may not work against this mutated strand of COVID or coronavirus. So we'll have to see. There's several different vaccines, several different drug companies. At least 3 are on the market now, with Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, and Pfizer. all have their vaccines being distributed. The Johnson & Johnson vaccine is a 1 dose. So you can get 1 shot for that one. That's the one that a lot of people prefer because it's only 1 shot. You don't have to return and get another shot. So a lot of people prefer the 1 shot over the 2 shots. But the catch is that the 2 shot vaccine is said to be more effective. So pick your choice if you're going to get the vaccine. Some people have a choice. Some people don't have a choice. Some places you go, they only have one or they have the other one. So you might not have a choice. Some medical facilities have both 1 shot and 2 shot, and they give you an option. So vaccines are being distributed as we speak. But some doctors are saying that the variant is something that we're not going to get around. Hopefully they're not right. Speaking of doctors, because I haven't heard a lot out of Dr. Fauci as of late. He used to be in the news speaking back when the Trump administration was in office. Dr. Fauci seems like was every week he was in the news. Now that he has more freedom to be in the news, it seems like he doesn't really have a lot to say. Ironically. And one criticism that I've seen about Dr. Fauci is he never criticizes that the fact that if you're fat and out of shape, you're contributing to catching these, contracting these viruses and them having a negative effect on you. And I have to say, I've never actually seen Dr. Fauci say anything about fat people. I know it's not a popular thing to do, but if being fat and out of shape is contributing to illness, you should mention it, Dr. Fauci. So when anybody who knows Dr. Fauci listens to this podcast, tell Dr. Fauci, listen, don't be politically correct, man. If being fat and out of shape is a hindrance to your health, which we know it is, come right out and say it, man. Don't be scared. And don't be politically correct. You're a guy with a PhD. You're supposed to just come out there and tell the truth about science. Not be afraid of the backlash and people saying, body positivity and all that nonsense. Because, being fat is bad for your health. So, but what's being reported is that if you're overweight, that makes it worse as far as this virus is concerned. I'm not exactly sure how, but that's what's been reported. Now I want to move on to other news, which is the stimulus was passed. The stimulus was passed, meaning it's a $1.9 trillion stimulus package. It did not have the $15 minimum wage increase in the bill. I don't know why that would be in the bill anyway. I'm not saying $15, although I don't think a $15 minimum wage would be good for the country. I might be wrong. I might not know what I'm talking about. But all I'm saying is fast food restaurants probably should not be paying these teenagers $15 an hour. I just think it would serve for a reason for people to jack prices up on everything if they had to pay people, especially small companies, mom and pop businesses, if they had to pay the workers $15 an hour, I don't know how much they're paying her. I don't know how much people who work in the fast food restaurants make now, but I know it's not $15 an hour. It wouldn't be an issue. I remember when I worked in a manufacturing plant, we had to fight for $12 an hour, but that was over 20 years ago. So maybe $15 an hour would do the economy justice. All I'm saying is, fast food restaurants, to me, they shouldn't be paying. You shouldn't be working at a fast food restaurant trying to take care of your family unless you're the manager. And if you're in management, yeah, that should be a job where you're making more than $15 an hour. But there's a lot of jobs where people don't make $15 an hour that need to be making $15 an hour, and working in a fast food restaurant is not one of them. There are manufacturing jobs. There are jobs where people are working in cubicles on a computer screen, on a computer. They don't, they're doing whatever they're doing, data entry, whatever it is, working for an insurance company or whatever you might be doing, where you're just working at home, from home, or working on your online on a program all day. They don't make $15 an hour, and they should be making $15 an hour, because that's a job that you might have a guy or a woman trying to take care of their selves and their families off of this job. And those are the kind of jobs for major manufacturers and service providers that should be making $15 an hour or more. But I just personally don't think working at a fast food restaurant, you should be making $15 an hour or more unless you're the manager. That's my personal belief, but that was removed from the stimulus package. They passed the stimulus, and they had to remove that. They took that out. I don't see why that should be a part of the stimulus package. The stimulus is because of the economy and the fact that a lot of people lost their jobs because a lot of businesses shut down because of COVID. Now, they're giving the stimulus relief, meaning that they gave us $600 last stimulus. The Democrats argued, and even President Trump said that we should get $2,000. I don't know how they came up with $2,000 out of the blue, but they gave us $600. So they passed the stimulus, and now they're going to give you $1,400 more to make it the $2,000 that they said that they were going to give before. So the stimulus passed, and lo and behold, in the Senate, it was only Democrats that voted for it, which may backfire against the Republicans because they did not vote for the stimulus package. But there were some things in the stimulus package that were pretty stupid. If you find out about it, what's in the stimulus package, the $1,400 goes to everyone who makes $150,000 a year or less. Now, $150,000 is more than enough that you don't need an extra $1,400. Okay, even if you make $125,000 a year, you don't need that $1,400. And if you make $100,000 a year, you don't need $1,400